Welcome to Thai Summit America. We're very happy to have you join us today to take a journey through our manufacturing facility and see how we're using the Plex platform and Mach 2 integration to really optimize our business practices. Thai Summit America is a part of the Thai Summit Corporation based out of Thailand. It's a woman-owned company. Dr. Samporn and her family have really helped to build the organization in the Americas. We have been working diligently with our top customers, Stellantis, Ford Motor Company, General Motors.
We make a lot of Class A panels for a lot of the major OEMs. Half of the facility is basically stamping, the other half is assembly, and we use just about every type of assembly process that you can imagine to put our parts together. We were using a fairly antiquated system. It only dealt with production.
It was a system that lent itself towards different departments creating their own silos of information. Lots of duplicative spreadsheets across departments and not very much communication between departments.
We wanted to be able to get a system that linked everything all together. We wanted to get a system that would help us develop processes and tracking for a lot of our information. Plex offered a more user-friendly, a more widely encompassing system.
When we started out here really developing the modules within Plex, we started with the basics, and indeed that was like cleaning up the data and looking at the original setup and the focus of what was needed for the company. The next step really was the what ifs. Where could we go and what could we do to really drive visualization out on the shop floor?
The workflows are really, I think those are one of the most powerful tools, because everywhere we've experienced a communication gap or where there's a part of a process that we didn't catch, we've been able to write a workflow that forces people to ask these questions. So all of our lessons learned get folded into our workflows. It helps to make sure that everybody is asking the right questions, that we're not leaving money on the table, we're not missing some part of a engineering change or process or procedure or part of a simulation. Every communication, every dollar you've lost that you've said we shouldn't do this anymore, that's what Plex has helped us to smooth out here.
We were finally collecting data out of Plex. We were recording production, we were recording scrap. It was only as good as when we recorded. We record a rack after a container is full, but we wanted to know what was the real efficiency of that machine. And the only way we could do that was with some sort of interface that was giving us that real-time information. When we started with Mach 2, we started with a 10-panel page that was giving us lots of information. It was showing us our performance over the last 24 hours. It was showing us scrap in the last 24 hours. We kind of had it a little too complicated. Today we have a very basic panel screen. It's showing you your job, your part, how many parts you've made on your shift, what's left to make on your shift, and what your performance is to OEE. We made it part of our KPI last year, and we were asked to drive efficiency improvements for $5 million across the organization. We took a handful of parts, analyzed them, and said, okay, these are going to be the parts that we're going to improve. We ended the year well over $9 million. Putting that whole thing together with those visuals on the floor, like light bulbs went on inside of people, and they really drove for the improvement at each of those work centers, and we're looking for ways to make it better. That's what Mach 2 gives us today. That's why here at Thai Summit, we have two separate screens, one for the Mach 2 performance and one for the control panel in Plex. Both of them are equally as important to our operation. Here at Thai Summit, the inventory levels for raw material, coil, running between 25 and 30 days. As most people in the industry know, raw material, steel, aluminum can be 8 to 12 weeks out in lead time. Thailand came and said, with all this that you're doing in Plex, we'd like to drive that down to 15 days. We utilize the production requirement planning module along with the material requirement planning module to understand our customers' need. We then tied in supplier EDI for all of our vendors so that the material coming in could be received in real time on our docks and automatically moved into our production. Because that label is now controlled by the Plex system, lot traceability is there. We're not going to contaminate the system in any way with any of our lot serialization. So the whole thing is just a beautiful experience in manufacturing. I'm pretty excited about some of the modules that are often underutilized in Plex. One of those is the suggestions module. Here's a tool that we can link directly to the control panel, that an operator doesn't have to walk over to HR and get a piece of paper. Right when they see something and they know about something, they can open that module and they can put in their suggestion, and whether it's a monetary reward they're going to get for that, if it's a value idea or a pizza party they're going to get, there's something that says, thank you for your contribution.
When we started up the suggestion module, within about 10 minutes we started having suggestions pop in. I mean, they were looking at the screens, they saw it, they read it, they put in a suggestion into our suggestion workflow. And one of those first suggestions recently got implemented. It saved our company about $2 million. And that employee just recently received a check for $10,000 for his suggestion. It was the top award that we give in our suggestion system. But we've had easily about 150 or so different suggestions. And they pay out anywhere from $10, $50, $100 for some minor suggestions up to that $10,000 maximum. We've had some other ones where teams of people got together, and I think they recently split about a $3,500 award amongst 5 people for another suggestion that helped eliminate a secondary operation.
We've really used our ERP system, Plex, and the integration of Mach 2 to help us grow, to be on the cutting edge of things. And now the sky's the limit. Every day is something new that we want to try to optimize beyond the basics to help us make us better in what we're doing in manufacturing. Thank you for joining us today. I hope that you found value in the things that you saw we're doing here at TIE Summit with our Plex ERP integration, along with the Mach 2 optimization. We're very proud of our organization, and we hoped you enjoyed our journey as well. Again, thanks for joining us, and enjoy your day.